All right, so Chasing Checkers, we don't only do race car stuff. Like we've told you in a few other videos, we do a lot of other stuff too. Um, that being said, this relates to racing stuff, but on a different note. We found ourselves a 1982 Peterbilt. I don't really know anything much more about it as far as what model it is, but it's kind of a cool truck. Setback front axle truck. I assume it's a heavy haul truck. I am no semi-expert by any means. I drove them for a minute, but that's about it. But we found this thing, and it's basically a farmer's field, local racetrack that we race at. And it didn't run on them or something, and got pulled back here and left to sit. So we worked a deal out, be able to get it from them, and now we're trying to get it. And this is eventually, hopefully, going to turn into our next toter home, or our first toter home, whatever you want to call it. So step one in this whole process is getting some weeds cut down so we can get under it, figure out if we can't get it to start. Hopefully we can get it to start, and then get it out of its hole and back to one of the shops for further evaluation. But this will be Chasing Checkers Will It Start video. I don't know. I'm not super confident, but I'm not unconfident. It's got the old 3406 cat in it, so those are really good motors. I think if we can get her cranking over, we might have some luck with it.
Yeah, let's take a look at the old girl. She's an old girl. Good old Peterbilt. Yeah, she's an old girl. Not in bad shape though. There's some coons that got in, destroyed the interior. So it'll be a borderline full resto on it. If everything works out as planned.
Yeah, let's show them what we're dealing with here.
some coon life in that girl.
Yeah.
But
so
we hooked some batteries up to it yesterday, and it took power and didn't burn to the ground. So we'll see how it goes. We came and looked at it yesterday and worked the deal out. So hopefully we can get this thing to fire up. If not, we'll go to plan B. And the racetrack's only about 2 miles from our homes ish. So we'll get this thing, try to get it started. If not, we'll take and try to backfeed some air manually into the tanks and get the brakes to free up. See if we can drag this thing out of here.
All right, so here's where we're at. We weed whacked around this thing. Wheels are all growing up, so we had to be able to get to some shit. And I'll tell you what, working on big trucks, it's just gonna be dirty. But anyhow, we found out where the starter was, and we knew that there was something going on with it. So once we knew that we were getting clicking down there, I started beating on it because I think the armature's stuck or something. I actually got it to whirl. And then even though Brandon was off the switch, it was still trying to whirl. So there's definitely something going on with the starter, but the good news is it did turn over. Now we just got to figure out if we just don't have enough power to get it to turn over at a decent speed, or maybe we need to be in 24-volt system. I don't know. Called a couple of truck mechanics and diesel truck mechanics, and you start messing around with shit that's pre-90. People just haven't messed with a lot of this shit. Did find out it's a 3406A motor, so that's not a bad thing. The A's and the B's are very similar, just a few differences. Still a really good piece. So we went ahead and pulled the turbo, all the piping off and everything to get right at the front of the turbo. Luckily found a fire extinguisher in this thing that's still charged. So just in the event that this thing did try to run away, if it does fire, we could get her shut down, hopefully, and save it before it eats itself.
Yeah. And in the matter of true racers, we don't have regular batteries for trucks. We got 16-volt race car batteries hooked up to this thing.
Yeah, so yeah, Chasing Checkers Will It Start. We're using what we got. So we'll see. We got Brandon's truck hooked to it to jump it, see if we can get a little more power out of it. If it is still cranking real slow like that, we might try to wire it 24 volt and see if that does anything different. But like I said, either something's going on with the solenoid or the switch, because we don't have a way to not get it to whirl.
Yeah.
So we're using the battery, basically the battery cable, as a starter switch. So we'll see see what happens here. Yeah, it's either gonna live or it's not, or it's gonna burn to the ground. So hopefully it's not the latter.
Listen, we'd set you guys up here on GoPro and actually record us trying to fire this thing, but in true fashion of trying to get here before we lose the sun, we forgot the GoPro rushing around. So we're recording off a phone, but we're going to do our best to try to capture it. But it's going to take both of us here to operate this thing, try to get it running and not blow shit up or die.
Yeah.
So
if it fires up,
we'll fire back up and catch some video of it running. And alrighty, well, we tried to get it to spin over. We did get almost a full revolution out of it, and it hit some compression, and it said, you don't have enough battery for me. I think we're going to get a couple batteries and try that, and then if that don't work, the starter's just done, and we're going to have to switch out starters to try to get this thing fired up. But on a bright note, it did spin over, so we don't think it's tied up. It's not rotted away where it won't even turn over. It did spin a little bit, so I mean, and honestly, the world of diesels, I think that if we can get enough power to this thing, maybe even a starter, it should spin over. That's what I'm thinking.
All right, we got the GoPro now. So day 2, will it start chasing checkers edition? Like we said, we left off last night and halfway disheartened, halfway disappointed, kind of excited. We learned a few things, and we're by no means truck mechanics.
We know enough to get ourselves in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we know enough to get ourselves in trouble. We know how to get dirty. So anyhow, tonight we got a few new batteries here from the old Napa. We got a starter just in case. That's our kind of our last resort. We don't really want to have to do that here in the weeds, but if these new batteries don't do us any justice, then the starter is the next move. So hopefully we'll throw these 2 batteries on this son of a bitch, will whirl right over, fire right up, air right up, and we'll drive it on out of this hole.
Off into the proverbial sunset.
Yeah, drive off into the proverbial sunset. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. So we'll see what happens. We'll get these batteries in, see if she cranks over.
Alrighty, well, got the batteries in and hooked up. We found the throttle pedal was seized up, so we had to get that freed up so we can try to fire this beast. Need a little throttle control. So now that we're there, we'll get her whirling her over, see if she'll come alive. We'll set you up over here on the truck while we're trying to run this operation. Hopefully it fires up pretty easy. That'd be awesome. Alrighty, fellas, ready?
Ready? No.
Let's just see if it spins for a minute. You got okay, you all ready? So you got the air fire extinguisher over there?
Yep. Fire extinguisher, Matt.
Alright, you all ready? Hopefully it whirls for a minute. Here we go. Yep. As I said, we can only burn the batteries up so hard. You ever shot of the old spray juice?
That's kind of my next thought.
Might be full already.
Not looking good.
It ain't full.
So you got to throw some diesel.
I mean, it's got some, man. It's got that red diesel in it.
Yeah,
Cherry diesel.
The cherry diesel? Huh? I don't have no diesel. Oh, I could fill it off my truck. Yeah. Good thing I brought some rags to that.
What a mess.
I didn't realize she would shoot out that side. There's some rags in the back seat.
bring me a rag when you get a chance? We gotta make sure that there's no like shut off valves in the tanks that we got shut off or something.
I'm sure they didn't have anything shut off. They just came out and started it.
God damn, that go in here. There's a burning just there.
Oh, you go, you're full. Feel like I just dumped fucking 3 gallons on the ground. $40 worth. Alrighty. Well, spun over. Didn't fire right off, obviously. So we pulled the filters off, and we forgot to bring our 5 gallons of diesel. So I just pulled the old filter off of my truck and kicked on the old lift pump and filled these filters off of my filter hole. So we're getting ready to whirl her over again here, and if it don't take this time, we'll give her a little of that fire juice in the old turbo, if you know what I mean.
Where did that thing crawl out of?
I don't know if it won't pump out of the filter if you don't have fuel up in the filter.
Well, that's to prime the filter.
I think the fucking oil rings are junk.
Oh, I can imagine. Alright, let's just fucking give her the old happy juice and get done with it.
Holy shit. Special guest appearance.
Special guest appearance and
Kills
full
it.
GoPro
Oh,
view.
shoot, it's gonna blow up now.
You're in a GoPro view. So you know. It's not to be judged.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what she does.
Want to hit it with some happy juice or no?
If she whirls over for a second, don't fire. Hit her with the old spark
Got the
juice.
happy juice already?
Dad, you got happy juice?
No, I don't.
There's 2 cans in there, so find one.
It's a direct, easy turbo shot.
Don't. Yeah, I'm talking like a spray. Don't get radical with it right off
Spritz.
the bat, dude.
It's a spritz. We don't even know if it's got oil pressure.
Alright, ready? All
Ready.
systems go.
Ready as we're gonna be.
Alright.
There we go.
Oh,
Got oil
baby.
pressure.
Dad just gave her a baby shot. I heard it.
Yeah, it's got oil pressure.
Ready?
Yep. Ready?
Go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Is that from ether or diesel?
Ether.
You might have to give her some throttle, dude.
Yeah.
Today's a little bit of loving. Get the old feet fired up. Second day, that's the hole where she was sitting. She's backed out. Built enough air to release the brakes. It's having a hard time keeping air belts. Got some leaks and stuff, but we're only going about 2 miles down the road or so to BJ's house, so we're just gonna get it, build enough air, take it easy, and try to get this thing home. Any thoughts?
Well, she runs. Evidently it's got some air leaks. Crazy enough, we got headlights. So, you know, I mean, it's been sitting for a decade. What do you expect? You know, it's gonna take some going through and figuring out where all the air leaks are at, replacing some hoses and fixing some wiring, and you know, we're trying to understand really what the deal with the thing is. But it runs, it moves, so a good half the battle is done. Now we just gotta figure out if we can keep enough air in this son of a bitch to get it home. Fitting to find out. I don't really want to get it stuck on the side of the road. That would be the optimal, or the opposite of good. We'll see. We'll see if we can get it to build air and blow off.
Woo! Alrighty. Well, it was a long, I don't know, we're probably maybe 3 miles, 2-3 miles, whatever, from where she was parked, and finally made it back with her. She's in one piece. She's leaking air like she had to, but she's home.
Making fuel. It's not a smooth ride. So all your newer semis are air ride suspension now, and not that they ride smooth bobtailing anyway, but this is the first time I've been in a truck this old, and that leaf spring shit, I mean, you get a bump and it gets to hopping and it don't stop. So that's gonna have to get changed. But it shuts off, it starts, the brakes half-ass work, the transmission seems to be pretty good and seems to work all right. Shifts through the gears. So I only got her up to about like 6 maybe, however many it's got, because there's no identification on it anywhere. So yeah, let the fun begin.
Well, the answer is true. It will start. It will in fact start.